Well, thank you all. It's an honor and privilege to stand before you as our province's 14th Premier. To continue as Premier is to stand as a fighter in a proud legacy of fighters for Newfoundland and Labrador throughout our history and for the battles we are about to face together. Let me tell you wholeheartedly, I am ready to go. Today, you have challenged us to live up to an expectation no other government in this province has ever faced before. But take a look at the team you've elected. These are the right people to rise to that challenge and to move our province forward. Throughout this campaign, I've consistently referred to the fight ahead of us. Everyone in our province knows too well the reality of the situation. And we've been told again and again that the odds are stacked against us. But that's also the very first thing you'll be told in any great comeback story. And it starts here. It starts today with the clear majority government mandate you have given us. Because for the government I will lead, this is no longer a crossroad. It is one road, forward. There is no precedent for what we've been through in this past year. Nothing to guide us. But that means now is the time for boldness. Our dire economic outlook was further burdened by the pandemic, and it took a massive toll. But it has also exposed an even bigger opportunity, a chance to make a tectonic shift in who we are and where we're going as a province. It can be a giant step forward. The question is, are we bold enough to take it? Yes, we are. My friends, we didn't get in this position overnight, and there are no overnight solutions. But we must always move forward. A bold new province will be a place that continually evolves, a place that embraces the fearlessness of reinvention, a place that runs on its large store of imagination. Of course, the driving force behind all of this is you, the people of Newfoundland and Labrador. And I know you're all anxious to see the end of the pandemic, and you worry about what's next for our province, what more we can handle. Hopefully, by the end of June, everyone in our province will have their first dose of the vaccine. And hopefully, we can start putting COVID-19 behind us. But there are still hard decisions in front of us. But together, we will decide the direction we take. Together, we will draw that map. That means we all must look 10 years down the road to see what we hope our province will be for ours and every generation that follows. We must boldly embrace that vision and step collectively towards it, towards transitioning our economy to renewable energy, maximizing our oil and gas advantage today to build a future forward-based energy position for our province, towards fostering the climate to support new and growing technology companies in our province. They are doing such innovative work, and I'm truly excited to see what giant steps are next. Toward new approaches to ensure our traditional sectors stay strong and vibrant. One of our oldest industries, the fisheries, employing the newest thinking for sustainability and taking our top products to broader markets. And our mining industry is being reimagined and reinvigorated by a global demand for minerals and resources readily available right here at home. Toward drawing more tourists to our province. This place has long been a bucket destination, and for good reason. Our tourism product doesn't disappoint. There isn't a cove or a corner that isn't someone's memory in the making. And today we're happy the province has lifted the lockdowns and we have a true reason to be optimistic. To welcome more and more people from around the world to become Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. To move from population decline to population growth. Its economic benefits are only exceeded by the wealth it brings to an already diverse culture, building a strong and diverse workforce for the future. To continue to strengthen our bonds with Indigenous peoples by understanding that reconciliation is not just a word, it's a path forward. To help unburden our healthcare system by becoming a healthier people, focusing on building healthy communities and families that are able to fully partake in what our province has to offer. To relieve our province from what I can only describe as its long dependence on debt. The first step in realizing all of this may be the hardest for some. That step is to be part of a unified front. There is no divide between us that we can't be bridged when we put the province first. We may differ politically. You may have issue with me, this party, or this government, but I'm not asking you to put that aside. I'm asking you to put the province first, because the momentum we seek will come from many hands. To do this means boldness now. What we will accomplish together in the next 4 years can define our province for generations to come. What is next may be hard, but at the same time is brightly exciting. We have come to a point in our history where the road ahead is a little foggy, perilous, no doubt. But if we are bold now, we have a once-in-a-lifetime chance to change the trajectory of Newfoundland and Labrador. Today is a moment's pause, a pause in a journey that for me began a year ago, with a head full of ideas on the difference I wanted to make for the people of our province. How I refuse to be swayed by the many opinions of those who have written this place off. Yes, last March does feel like a lifetime ago. But I think back on how many miles I've traveled since then, the communities I've visited, the many faces, young and old, I've met with, listened to, and most importantly, learned from. It feels like every one of them is in this room today. And they're not here to celebrate. They're here to remind me, to hold me to the simple truth that when you ask people to push, you better push with them. That when you ask them to sacrifice, you have to give every single thing you have. When you ask them to believe, you carry their hopes. That when you say you will speak for them, you do so loudly, honestly, and only with the best intentions in mind. The time for boldness is now, Newfoundland and Labrador. From here, it is forward only, forward always. Thank you.